If there's one thing that should be obvious at this point, it's that I love playing Sissela. I honestly can't ever put her down. Like, even when she gets nerfed like crazy, just like in the last patch, I still will find new ways, new unique ways of playing Sissela. And today I've brought you one of the weirder builds I've ever tested and discovered on this character, and that is long-range auto attack ENAD Sissela. So let's jump right into things. So the weapon of choice for this build will actually be David's Sling, and unlike the other David's Sling build that I put out previously, this one is going to be more focused on your auto attacks rather than heavy CDR usage and heavy skill usage. It's more about just auto attacking people from far away, but using your skills to peel them off of you. You're basically like, imagine if Nadine had less damage on her autos, but had far more self-peel and far more survivability. And so to pair well with this very well statted auto attack weapon, we have a suite of auto attack tools and HP tools and CDR tools to keep us in the fight and casting spells constantly. The most important of which is actually the Dragon Dobok, which is our chest piece. This gives us extra attack range as well as CDR and some attack power and some SP regen and some defense. These are like 5 stats that are perfect on this build. These are 5 stats that we need so much more than almost every other stat. So this is a perfect chest piece for this build. Now, one of the issues with Dragon Dobok is it is pretty lacking in defensive stats, so we're going to be making up for that with our Moto Helm and our Schrodinger's box. These two will be giving us a ton of max HP, so we can just comfortably sit on it, comfortably feel like we're not going to get bursted right away. They also build relatively fast in the build too, and keep in mind this extra vision range on the motorcycle helm will be letting us see our enemies. Because we have so much attack range, we'll actually be able to see enemies from farther away in order to auto attack them even at night. And as for the rest of the pieces in the build, we do have a Cube Watch, which is probably the most essential offensive piece in the build. Without your Cube Watch, you're not going to be dealing that much damage, so it is really important that you're farming animals very aggressively along the route in order to get your Meteorite or Moonstone to make your Cube Watch. You've also got White Rhinos, which will be acting as a convenient shoe along the route. You build it in your 3rd zone, gives you healing reduction, attack speed, a little bit of HP regen. These are all stats that work pretty well with the build. It's not an amazing pair of shoes, but it fits what we're doing pretty well. And now I want to talk about probably the most important thing about this build that you need to know if you're going to play it, and that's how to transition into RNG items later in the game. If you get a Mithril, if you get a Force Core, if you get even a VF sample, there's plenty of options you can transition into, but I want to highlight just some of the most important ones first. If you get a Mithril, your first Mithril should probably go to one of 3 things. If you haven't managed to finish your Cube Watch yet, you should probably just make a Mithril Shield over here in Beach. Additionally, if you haven't finished your Cube Watch, you could also potentially pick up electronic parts and blueprints as you're clearing wolves, and you could combine them to make a vital sign sensor, and that can act as a nice temporary Cube Watch until you get your Moonstone or Meteorite. Additionally, with Mithril, you can make a Mithril Helmet or Mithril Chest. But again, I would prioritize the Mithril Helmet because the Dobok is actually so good for your build. The range, the CDR, the mana regen, it's all incredibly important. So to summarize the prioritization for Mithril pieces, it should be Mithril Arm if you don't have your Cube Watch. If you do have your Cube Watch, it should be Mithril Head and then either Mithril Shoes or Mithril Chest. Generally, Mithril Chest is better than Mithril Shoes because you want to potentially go into Hermes Boots for your shoes. If you get a Force Core, Hermes Boots are your best use of that Force Core. You don't necessarily want to go into Auto Arms because the Cube Watch is so important. It already gives you a lot of defense and you need a lot of attack speed to really make good use of this ENAD on your David's Sling. Now, I can't say this enough, this build is incredibly flexible. There's a good chance you'll be missing pieces. Maybe you won't necessarily get all the stuff that you need. That's okay. It's okay to be flexible. It's okay to kill people and take their stuff. It's okay to run a variety of arm choices if you are unable to get your Moonstone or Meteorite. Just know that if you get the chance to go to a Cube Watch, you should take it. For our build path, we're going to be going from chapel to school to archery, hotel, and then beach. Your main power spike is going to happen somewhere between archery and school. If you're noticing that there's a lot of Nadines in your game, there's a good chance they'll be converging for a second zone archery, which makes this area really dangerous to go to as your 3rd zone. So if you're noticing there's a lot of Nadines in your game, go from chapel to archery instead of chapel to school. and then go to school instead. So basically you can swap these two zones based on the lobby that you're in. You're going to be finishing your weapon after 3 zones, you're going to be finishing your box and your shoes. This is a nice 3-item combination that makes you pretty strong in the early to mid game. And once you're in archery, you should opt to kill the wolves if you get the chance to. That gives you 4 chances of getting RNG pieces. After that, you can go to hotel. There is 2 more camps of wolves that you could potentially go for. I'd recommend picking up console here in hotel. That way you can see other players if they're taking the wolf camps or if they might potentially try to gank you while you're taking the wolf camps. And then after that, you can head to beach, finish your dobok, and there are 3 bears along the shore that you should try to farm if they are still alive. And then after that, you're free to just roam around the map, take fights if you're comfortable, or just farm to get those RNG pieces that you need. In the late game, you should try to get Wickeling if you can, because Wick buff is actually incredibly powerful on you. Your attack range is going to be so long that you can apply that Wick buff from very far away, very consistently over and over and over, and since your attacks aren't doing that much damage, that extra true damage each tick is going to be a huge amount of your damage. If you get that Wick buff, you're basically securing your chance at winning the game, assuming you don't just get teamed on. Now, as for the skilling order for this build, I would strongly recommend maxing passive over R, over Q, over E, over W. You could potentially switch up E and W if you felt like it, but I feel like the difference is fairly marginal and it's up to you. But your passive, Q, and ultimate are probably the most important parts of your kit, and you should always max them whenever possible. And that just about covers it. Let's check out an example game. Yeah, I'm out here playing ENAD Throw Sissela. It's actually really fun. Yeah, welcome everybody. Dude, where's... Okay, honestly though, where's my box? I just need 1 box. And I can leave. Dude, the whole gang is rolling up. That's fine. No box for me. Dude, so many lighters. I can't even like take out the lighters just to grief them. I just can't. Just don't have enough space. Oh, there's the bandage. Nice. Yeah, this build is like super exciting. What's up, James? How you doing? Okay, weapon already done. Wolves haven't even spawned yet, but we got that David Sling done. It's a shame we didn't get that box. Yo, what's up, Desiree? How you doing? Wait, was there chocolate in this box? There was. Nice. Please. Game. Oh, they got nice food. That's not worth chasing. Oh, the mic's a bit quiet. I can turn it up. Here, hold on. Hold on. I will turn it up after I die. Ooh, someone's TPing in too. That was a lot of stuff all at once. Oh, what do we got here? I wish I had my box, man. I keep saying this, but I really wish I had my box. This Kiara's still here. She on the body, she is. Got her. Which way did she run? Oh, hello. Dude, the whole gang's here and they have nothing I need. Doesn't that suck? Anyways, let's turn that mic up. I've seen so many oilcloths. Like, actually just so many oilcloths. One of these days, dude, I've seen so many poison too. Like, I just want a moonstone or a meteorite. Isn't too much to ask. Yeah, hooked into Cyberpunk. How is that, by the way? I've heard a lot of things about that game. This man has a build. He is now. Oh! I was like really scared he's gonna put pressure on me, so I backed up. And then he was just like, never mind, I'm just gonna peace out. Unfortunate. I also definitely thought I had my ultimate up, and I definitely didn't. Oops. Ooh, cell phone. Okay, I might actually just go for Vital Sign Sensor. Because I don't seem to be getting my key watch. Not where you want to be, but that's where I gotta be, I guess. Nice, I get that box too. Han's gone and Top's going too. Shit. What's your ideal flex if you can't get a Moonstone? Probably a Mithril Arm, but if I get a Mithril, I kind of want to use it for like the helmet. So it'd have to be like the second Mithril. But if I don't have any arm, I think I'd rather just go for Mithril Arm than go for Mithril Helmet. Yeah, shield. The arm slot. Okay, I have an accessory. I finally have an accessory. Very pog. I don't think I want to be involved with this ISIL right now. Is that gonna be enough? Yep. Was. Where'd he go? Oh, that Adriana's down there. A little bit stressful. Just a little bit. Yeah, dude, Risk of Green speedruns are great. That is in fact my origin. Most people here, I think at this point most people here do actually know that, but I guess some probably don't. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, new mic. Dude, it's great, isn't it? Holy, what an improvement. Honestly, I don't need that chocolate anymore. What's the new mic? It's a Rode, what is this? Something T1, I think, NT1, RT1, one of those things. Nice microphone, very nice microphone. Very, very happy I finally got to upgrade. With all of my audio issues I've been having, like, I deserve this. Do you think Nadine Crossbow is really good right now? I think Nadine Crossbow is not good at the moment, actually. I think it's pretty subpar. What do you think about Dagger Shukai? I think Spear's better, still, because Spear Active is amazing. But, having access to, like, Dagger means you have more, potential build paths. So for example, if your Spear Route's super contested, you can just swap to Dagger, and it's like a good backup plan. So that alone is just like a good thing for him, you know? So I can drop that. The killer heals. Wick's already dead. Wait a sec. Hold on. That's actually super clutch. That was gonna go without a Q watch. Okay, so let's make our Q watch. We can also finish more fish and chips. I don't have a VF sample, but if I do get one, I do have the killer heals I can swap into. Nice. Yeah, the Vibroblade buff is kind of huge, not gonna lie. Kind of a big buff. So we're actually gonna be switching over to Q watch. Feels great, man. It's just us and a Shuichi. The Shuichi matchup is actually pretty volatile. I can't say I am stoked to be dealing with a last zone Shuichi. Because he can sort of just kill me. And I don't have a camera, so I can't necessarily like play vision on him. He also can gap close really hard, and my advantage is range, so kind of sucks. I do need to get console. Now I definitely need to back up because I'm on a 15-second cooldown for my panic button. I don't know what trap that was, but judging by the size of it, I'm gonna guess that was like a fire trap, C4. One of those. Okay. W's back up. I can actually do stuff again. Bro, he's got cameras. Monka S. You just want to waste his ult.
마지막 금지 구역이 지정됩니다. 보안 콘솔 주변이 임시 안전지대로 설정됩니다.
How's Siss feel after the nerfs? It definitely hurt her. That's why I've been playing with like alternate build plans. Yeah, I'm a pebble thrower right now. There we go. So this is my new spice. This is my secret tech.